Hi, everybody. It's Carrie Donegan, and welcome to Radical Age Reversal. So glad that you're here. We're going to bring in our Win Women audience right now and get started. Hope you had a good week. Welcome back. I'm Carrie Donegan, and we are in the book 30% Happier in 30 Days. We are on chapter 15. So if you're doing this every day, you're going to get through this book in a month. And after that month, you're going to see how much happier you are just by employing the recommendations given by Dr. Daniel Amen. I'm really grateful to my friend John, who introduced this book to me, and I'm super grateful to Dr. Amen for writing it. So let's look at today's chapter. Definitely the one that made the biggest impact in my life. I guess I haven't maybe measured all the chapters yet in the book, but this one's always the one that says yes. In fact, a couple of years ago, I made it my goal for the year. I always like to set a health goal for the year. My health goal for the year was to get a full night's sleep and better night's sleep. And I have to tell you that life changing, the more you sleep, better your life is. So let's start with his perspective. I'm going to give you some suggestions on how to sleep better and some tools as we go through today's chapter. So he says, how would your home look if no one cleaned it for a month? Pretty cluttered, right? That's the effect chronic insomnia can have on your brain. And I have to say, just to interject for a minute, I am someone who has experienced years of chronic insomnia. So I'm concerned that my brain has actually been damaged over the many years that I've experienced this, and I'm really focused on repairing my brain health. This is my number one goal with sleep is to repair brain health because I don't want to suffer a stroke and I don't want to end up with Alzheimer's, dementia, or Parkinson's disease or any one of those other related neurological things that come with an aging brain. Remember, the goal of our show, Radical Age Reversal, is not to be able to stop the clock because you can't do that, but you can slow down and even reverse aging. And so I want to de age my brain. And I'm going to share with you a study that was done on de aging your brain, which I think is so cool. So he says proper sleep is essential for brain health. In fact, scientists have shown that your brain cleanses or washes itself during sleep. It's called the glymphatic system, just in case you want a fancy word to throw out your next cocktail party. You see, the brain is waste management system that gets rid of toxins that build up over the course of the day. Your brain is so busy managing your life that daylight hours, that cleansing the system is pretty much turned off. And without healthy sleep, the brain's cleansing crew does not have enough time to do its job. And trash builds up, causing brain fog, elevating your risk of stroke, cardiovascular disease, anxiety, cancer, and death from any cause. And he gives a great footnote, and the footnote is footnote 31. And I don't usually read the footnotes, but I'm going to give it to you. It's called Heritability and Mortality Risks of Insomnia Related Symptoms, a genetic epidemiological study in a population based twin cohort. So that's from 2011. And there's been a lot of studies since then that also corroborate this information. Remember, this is actually causal, it's not correlative, which means it's not that we're just taking two things and putting them together. We know for a fact that one causes the other, which is those are the studies you want to like perk up your ears. What am I hearing? That's super important because there's no room for conversation. There's no room for interpretation. This is actually a fact. So, researchers suggest that we aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. It seems to be the sweet spot for most people. Simply put, if you want to feel happier tomorrow, improve your sleep tonight. Do this by avoiding caffeine. I have to say, I love caffeine. So, I'm going to just, come clean right now. I drink tons of tea. I have my lovely TWG Earl Grey golden tip tea. It's like one of my guilty pleasures. It's delicious. I am on my first teaspoonful. So, what I do is I pour water over the same tea leaves throughout the day. So, technically, I guess this is considered the same cup of tea. I don't know. Maybe somebody could get, I don't think so. I think I'm trying to like argue my way through something that sounds good to me. That would be interpretive, right? Not causative. So anyway, I love caffeine. But what I have found is this beautiful, neutral, safe, gorgeous little supplement called L-theanine. And L-theanine will cancel caffeine. So if you don't have enough adenosine, which makes you sleepy, that builds up during the day, you can take this nice little supplement that's super safe called L-theanine, and it helps you with your caffeine. Now, if I could find a decaffeinated version of the tea that I love that tasted just as good, I would definitely go for that. But I find that decaffeination also takes away taste of a lot of things. So I don't know, my coffee drinkers out there, do you find that decaf coffee is just not as yummy as the caffeinated one? I'd be curious to find that out. The other thing he says is get into a cold room. Now, when I was doing my sleep exercises, one of the things that I noticed was if I was really, really warm, I couldn't sleep. And I actually had to wait until I felt a temperature shift in my body. So I will share with you that doTERRA Recharge, which is an electrolyte, an all natural electrolyte, can balance your temperature. So if you find yourself really warm at night, you're one of those people who needs a cold mattress, a cold pillow, like all of that stuff is great. You can also lower the temperature of the room if possible. If it's actually naturally hot and you don't have air conditioning, that's probably going to be more challenging. I'm going to give you some suggestions. Actually, a warm bath. I know. It's like, wait, you just said the room was too warm. I know. But a warm bath will actually lower your body temperature. So you get out, you're wet, your body gets cold, and it actually remains in that colder state. So that's kind of cool. Light and noise. I did get a blackout curtain. Do I have it here? Maybe I don't have it here, but it's really cool. It's portable. I would recommend portable unless you want to buy one for traveling and one for your home. I just put the portable one in my home, and then if I need to pack it up and take it somewhere, then I can pack it up. I found though that I am actually able to sleep in a lit or a dimly lit room, so that's not affecting me right now. But the darker the room, the better the sleep. And alcohol, ugh, yeah, no, that glass of wine, that glass of whiskey, whatever you're drinking before you go to bed to calm you down is actually disrupting your sleep. So having that alcohol, if you must, earlier in the day is going to be much better. So cooler, darker, quieter. Turn off your gadgets. That's another big one. I have to say, I kind of like my gadgets. I'm in a place in my life where I sleep alone. So I'm not necessarily disturbing someone if I wanted to listen to a podcast or music or something like that. So I've gone from visual screen time to audible screen time. What I mean by that is I love listening to like sleep stories on Hollow or soothing music at night. There's so many things that your phone can provide that I find that are soporific and not disruptive. So just, if you can go cold turkey and just sleep in the quiet, that's so much better for you. I'm working on it. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Um, Listen to music with a slow, relaxing rhythm, about 60 beats per minute. Try medical hypnosis. Take magnesium, which can be very effective. And if you have bad thoughts that keep you awake, journal to get them out of your head. So if you're sitting up at night and you really are full of anxiety, you can get a little journal, put it by your bed, turn the light on, it's fine. Write down the problem, and give it to God, close the book. Tomorrow's another day. And then, one of the things I like to do is not just write down my problem, but write down one possible action step that I could take in the morning, right? Or the next day. Like I can't take it now because in the middle of the night I'm trying to sleep. But if I give myself a task that I can actually perform that's doable and achievable the next day, it puts peace of mind. And I can get a good night's sleep. So those are the suggestions he has. Here is the tool that I have that absolutely works and it's scientifically proven. there's been a human clinical trial based on this system. It's called the doTERRA Serenity Sleep System, and I love it. All right, so it's 3 parts. I'm going to share the first part with you. This is called a diffuser. If you've never seen one, I believe the name of this cute little guy is the Pebble. It is a water-based diffuser, so you're going to see there's a little well in there with water, and I have to refill it, but it is full of this divine essential oil blend called Serenity. All right. So everything in the sleep system is called Serenity. And what you do and what I do is to take this oil. Now, I am a Serenity oil lover. I don't know. This stuff is just amazing. I can even use this during the day for calming. But one of the things I do is I come home from work and I take a bath with a few drops of Serenity. I also like to put like a magnesium based salt in my bathtub and I just soak in that and I just find it very restorative. If you can soak for 20 minutes, that's ideal. But even if you can't, just having that magnesium is really good. And having the Serenity, of course, is amazing. So we're going to take this and I'm going to put 10 drops in my diffuser. And then I'm going to refill it every night before I go to bed with water. And I'm going to turn it on 30 minutes before I go to sleep. Okay. That's all you need to do is turn it on in your room 30 minutes before you're falling asleep. You could be doing other things in the room. You could be reading, watching television, whatever it is that you're doing. And then at that wind down point, you want to turn off all the lights and the devices and everything else. And you should be within 8 to 10 minutes able to fall asleep. Remember all those other sleep hygiene things we talked about: colder room, darker, quiet. Those things are really important. Then, after I have my Serenity essential oil going, I take my Serenity stick, which has valerian in it. It's coconut based. See how cool it is? It's sort of a hard stick, almost like a deodorant. And I'm not going to put it on because it does make me very sleepy. So I'm going to put it right here along my forearms, especially here, because you see the veins of your body are very close to the skin there. And that's what you want because you want the essential oil to get into that bloodstream quickly. I also put it on the side of my neck, on the back of my neck, bottom of my feet. And I put some just like right here on my décolletage, ready to go. All right. And what I find is it's not greasy, it's not sticky, it glides on very clean. And the scent is quite lovely. And then I make myself a decaffeinated herbal tea for bedtime because I'm just drinking tea all day long of some sort. I guess it's actually a tisane, not a tea. And with that tisane, I'm going to take 2 of the Serenity soft gels. Okay. And that's all you need. And this has the L-theanine in it. Brilliant. Gets rid of all that caffeine. And I love it. So within 8 to 10 minutes, I'm asleep and I don't wake up until the next morning, which is exactly what I want. It gives my lymphatic system a chance to detox my brain. And I think what you're going to find is you're going to have the best night sleep you've ever had. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. It was sort of a short class today, but they don't all have to be super long. And I appreciate your time and attention to this show. Next week, we're going to be back with another episode. Oh, and the links to the Serenity System are in the show, in the comments section. And the next chapter is Where Your Mind Goes, Your Mood Follows. So that's another big thing. Happy, happy, happy day to all of you. I'll see you next week.